Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Despite the U.S. economy reopening following the COVID-19 pandemic, many small businesses are struggling to survive, and their insurance companies are opposed to helping them out of that hole. Joining me is Petro Zinkovetsky of Zinkovetsky Law Firm to discuss the current state of small businesses and what they can do to fight back. Petro, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and let's talk about the impact of COVID-19 on small businesses.
Sure. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you're aware, it had, for lack of a better word, it had a devastating effect on pretty much all of the small businesses, even those that were deemed to be essential. Suffered greatly financially because the demand from their customers dropped significantly. But most businesses that were not deemed to be essential had to close and remain closed for a period of, depending on which state they were, located for a period of 1 to 3 months. And that, of course, put them in a big financial hole. And now, as they're trying to reopen, they are facing the past debts, and they're also facing uncertain times in the future. Many of them come to our firm with questions whether they can get anything from their insurance company, because without it, unfortunately, they may not be able to reopen for business.
And how can small businesses fight back if insurance claims are declined? I mean, this is an industry that spends so much money on lobbying. They make so much money, yet they're not helping the small businesses that they claim to serve. What could a small business do?
Sure. So insurances typically are in the business of collecting premiums and not necessarily in the business of paying out on their claims. Right now, insurances across the United States, across the board, arbitrarily denying business interruption insurance claims for all of their policies, whether there was a virus exclusion in the policy or not. The clients are getting, our clients and all of other small businesses are getting denials on their claims. As you correctly pointed out, insurance industry is very heavy on lobbying. Ever since the COVID-19 happened, they've been actively promoting their interests. They've been vigorously fighting against any legislation on state and federal level that would obligate them to cover those claims. Historically, insurance industry has been the second biggest lobbying group in the United States. They've spent, in the past 2 decades, they spent roughly $3 billion on lobbying efforts, with $155 million directly spent on lobbying in 2019 alone. So small businesses are in a fight against a very, very powerful lobby group which they have to fight in order to get their claims reimbursed. However, not everything will be done on the legislation level. We do have an independent court system. And there have been hundreds, if not thousands, of cases already filed in federal and state courts across the United States that have to do against insurance companies for business income interruption claim denials. So there are different fights on different frontiers. There's definitely a push on the legislation level from small businesses, from small business owners, to get a legislation passed that would protect them, that would give them rights to collect under their business income interruption policies. Many business owners had those policies. They've been paying separate premiums for those policies for years without ever making any claims. And now, when they need it the most, unfortunately, their claims are being denied. So there's definitely a push on the legislation level to get favorable laws passed that would allow business owners to collect from their insurance companies. Of course, insurance industry is aggressively fighting any of those efforts. And there's also a fight on the other frontier in the judiciary system. As I've mentioned, there are thousands of cases that have been filed against insurance companies on state and on federal level, and insurance attorneys aggressively fighting those claims in court.
Okay, and Petro, what can the government do to help small businesses? Are they even in a position to do so with the insurance companies?
So, for example, in New York, where I'm based, there was a very good law proposed. There was a bill proposed in the New York Senate. The bill number is A10226B. It's been proposed back on March 27th. Today is June 23rd. So it's been roughly 3 months, and it seems that this bill just got stalled in the Senate. It's not even up for a vote yet. It would be amazing if, and I truly believe that this is a very good bill for small businesses, especially in New York area. It would help them greatly because it would create a process for the small businesses to get their claims paid by insurance companies for business income interruption coverage. Unfortunately, as I said, even though the bill is good, it has not even been placed on a calendar for a vote. What the government can do is push bills like that and actually vote on bills like that and make them a law.
Okay, and finally, what can your law firm do to help small businesses?
My law firm is one of our focus areas is actually business, has even before COVID-19, has been business income interruption coverage. We've helped hundreds of clients after Storm Sandy in New York who were affected by Storm Sandy and whose businesses were closed. And back then, insurance companies, very similarly to current situation, denied their claims because they claimed that there was no coverage for flood. We had to fight insurance companies in court. It was a very long process, but we got our clients what they were owed by insurance companies. We're doing the same for our clients whose businesses were closed or affected by COVID-19. Historically, fighting insurance companies is a long process. It's not unfortunately, without local legislation getting involved, legislators getting involved and passing favorable legislation, we're going to be stuck in a very long and expensive fight in courts for small businesses' rights. This is something that may take years to get resolved, but our law firm is helping hundreds of small businesses whose businesses were affected by COVID-19 get reimbursement on their insurance policies.
All right, Petro, thanks so much for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.